Hello horror fans on YouTube. I am Torstein from Cinema Terror, and today we are not only going back to the 80s, but we are also going into the slammer with Renny Harlin's 1987 supernatural horror film, Prison.
Not a pleasant place to spend one's life, is Miss Walker.
Prison.
Prison starts out in the 60s with an inmate named Charlie Forsyth getting executed for a murder he did not commit. The prison was closed down a short time after, but 20 years later it became reopened again due to a lack of prison facilities to confine the oversaturated population of criminals. When the first batch of inmates and guards arrive, they soon find out that there has been something supernatural lurking in this building for over 20 years, waiting to be unleashed. Setting a horror film in a prison environment seems like a good idea to me, as American prisons look scary as hell to me judging by all the documentaries I've seen about them. I come from a country where serial killers are demanding better gaming consoles while they are serving time, so you can only imagine my thoughts on prisons where murder and sexual assaults are daily rituals. The only two other horror films set in jail that I can think of off top of my head is the French film Maléfique and Beyond Reanimator. I guess some of this is due to the task of making a criminal be the engaging leading character, but other genres are able to do it just fine. Just take a look at The Shawshank Redemption or Birdman of Alcatraz. Prison is also able to overcome that obstacle by having the leading man Burke being played by Viggo Mortensen. There's not all that much to the silent yet charming character, but you can see Viggo's star power already here, and he makes the most out of this big career opportunity. It made me wish that there was some hardcore, violent guns blazing 80s action film with him as the leading star. I guess we did get American Yakuza in '93, but yeah, still. The rest of the cast is also mostly great, with the standout being Lane Smith as the angry asshole of a prison warden. A character I did not care for was Chelsea Field as Catherine. She plays some sort of city official who are not happy about the bad treatment of the inmates, but she really has no place in the film and seemed to only be there so they could have a female character in it, as this is a horror film and that's needed, I guess. So the story in Prison is basically a supernatural entity is on the loose, and there is little emphasis put on us becoming intrigued by the plot. There is some vague explanation or plot twist during the end, but by that time it's too late and at least I didn't care for it. To me it seems like the focus was only in delivering cool individual scenes with awesome special effects. Since the powers of the evil entity in this film is not explained, he can do pretty much whatever he wants. If he wants to blind people by being a light going into the faces, then sure. If he wants to set a guy on fire, sure. If he wants to bend the prison building itself into killing a guy, then by all means, go ahead, evil spirit. While this annoyed me a bit, I can easily see others just going along for the ride and having fun with it, as these special effects filled scenes are quite fun and at times gory.
Help me, somebody! Help me! Help me!
The entire look of the prison is also quite cool, giving it some personality. Some of the scenes where all the inmates are out of the cells, socializing and stuff, has a bizarre, almost fantasy vibe to them. A fun fact is that the inmate extras was actually played by real-life inmates to add realism to the film, so when you see armed guards on the towers, they are actually carrying real firearms in case something would go wrong. One of the real inmates actually have a minor part with dialogue. His name is Stephen E. Little, who was a former stuntman before he went to jail due to manslaughter. Not sure how that would have worked in 2018, where people gotta be careful about what they tweet to keep their jobs in Hollywood. You can see why the people involved went on to do bigger work after this film. Director Renny Harlin, who had this film as his debut feature in America, went on to do Nightmare on Elm Street 4 due to his work on Prison, and while it's not as loved as the third Nightmare film, I still have a soft spot for number 4 and will gladly rewatch it over and over again without getting bored for a second. John Carl Buechler supervised the special effects, and some say this work was the reason why he got the job of directing Friday the 13th Part 7, even if he had done directorial work on other pictures. Oh, and he also met Kane Hodder on Prison, which is why he cast him as the fan-favorite version of Jason Voorhees in Friday 7. Prison has a few great things going for it, including some great visuals, special effects and a great cast, but it didn't click with me because of the lack of a decent story. Perhaps it will grow on me with repeated viewings, and I'm sure I will revisit it sometime in the future. Even if I didn't care all that much for it, I'm sure it has its fans out there, and if you're a big lover of 80s horror, then I would recommend checking it out, even if I didn't enjoy it that much. Prison gets the average score of 2.5 out of 5. Have you seen Prison? What did you think of it, and what's your general thoughts on the filmography of Renny Harlin? If you enjoy 80s horror, then check out the top 10 list I have on my channel. I've gone through each year from 1980 and up until 1986 so far, with more to come. I mentioned Nightmare on Elm Street 4 a minute or so ago, so I should also mention that I do have a video review of that one as well, and there should be a link popping up for it any second here now. Hope you enjoyed this review of Prison, and I hope you'll be back again in the future for more horror movie reviews here on Cinema Terror.